Hey guys, thank you for watching. I just got back from Motorama 2018, which was held out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. About a 3-hour drive for us, and man, was that awesome. 3 straight days of 8th scale fun, between practice, qualifying, and mains on the last day. But not just that, there was actually a huge complex that this race was part of, and they had everything. Right next to us was the 10th scale track. This race brings out some of the top pros in the country, so that alone was worth it. But walking further, there was arena cross, shifter carts, crawlers, RC crawlers, a car show. The list goes on and on of all these amazing things that if you're into racing and wheeled action like I am, it was like dying and going to heaven. So I just can't be happier with how the event went. Big thanks to all my buddies for offering some of advice and even cheering you up a little bit. That's what your friends are there for. As we all know, racing doesn't always go your way every time. In fact, most of the time it doesn't. So just hands down one of the most fun things I've ever done. This video is kind of a little bit of a chronicle showing you the day's events. I didn't record any of the practice days or qualifying. I wanted to kind of zone in on the mains and have a couple of those recorded here. So if you've ever thought about going to a bigger event and getting out of your local scene, I highly suggest it. You're going to race against people that are better than you and even have the opportunity to maybe see some pro racers out there. So enjoy the video, and looking forward to getting this season started in about a month or so. Check it out.
All right, 6:59. I don't know if you can see that a.m. Just woke up, getting ready for the first day of Motorama. Pretty tired. Didn't get much sleep last night, but as to be expected, didn't expect to get much. Somebody was a little loud when they slept. But I think I'm ready. Just waking up here. Alright, so here you can see us walking in. This was about 7:30, 7:45. You can see the line there of everyone getting in. This was me for walking in on the first day, which is a day of practice. That was the 10th scale track we just saw up there. I wish I had gotten some footage of that, because it was pretty cool. I do race 10th scale as well, but 8th scale is where it's at, in my opinion. Like I said, this was me walking in for the first time, so I figured it would be a great time to record it. That was where they were gouging everyone for food all day. Unless you came prepared, like some other people who were kind of forced into paying the prices. Something like $6.50 for a small little cheeseburger. There was my first view of the track. The track crew did an absolutely phenomenal job here. To everyone that's involved, I gotta say congratulations.
What do you say, George?
Thank you.
How you feeling, bud?
Feeling good, Scott. Feeling good. 2018, Motorama finally loaded in. It's a little bit of a mecca getting in here in the morning. Thank goodness it wasn't raining when we got here. As you can see, we're all lined up with most of the guys that we know from the area and a few we don't know. And that's it. We're all set up, ready to rock. And we got 25 minutes till practice starts.
George is one of our faster members. This is the view walking up the driver's stand. Get a good view of the whole track. The track itself held up amazingly well. Really perfect amount of moisture. A little bit muddy in the morning, but as the day progressed, it got great.
With the truggy,
right there, you can see there's an option line in the track. I love that. Definitely not something you see every day. You could either go right or left there. I tended to go towards the inside.
Which one?
Although it seemed like most of the faster guys were going to the far side. This was the very first practice session with short course trucks. One of our club members, Kevin, did a fantastic job racing in the A main there. Really cool class. These trucks aren't quite as fast, obviously, as you guys know. Is the full-on, the buggies or the truggies. And of course I have to include a little gratuitous slow motion here. The flickering you're seeing is actually the lights in the stadium. That's how they work. They actually flash like that which you can't perceive with your eyes, but when you slow down film, it happens. This is a high-speed
Team Hobby Masters.
So here's our pits. That's Bill Packenberg's truck, another super fast guy. Crawler crew always out patrolling, not uncommon sight at Motorama to see the guys with their crawlers checking out.
George gearing up, getting ready to hit it. I can see the focus in his eyes.
Gotta love the pit environment in RC. Just a bunch of good, honest people. You can leave your stuff out really without any worry of someone stealing it. And everyone's willing to do anything to get you to race. It's one of the better parts of the hobby. Just good people. This was a place I spectated a lot at the most, and this was just one of the truggy practices. The times that you ended up getting in practice would influence what group you would qualify in, so while it wasn't super important to do amazingly well in practice, it did help because it put you amongst other people. And for me, although I didn't record any of it for this video, I definitely struggled in practice, as I tend to do. It's so easy to get caught up with your nerves. I mean, it's a big event, it's bigger than anything I've ever raced. And you start to overanalyze and overdrive it. So you make mistakes, you miss your line constantly, and then you start crashing. So it's just really important to keep consistent, and that's the hard thing to do. This is where we staged. This is where we would start from on the track during race day. There's a good view of the driver's stand. The line we would wait. We were waiting in to queue up for our qualifiers and lanes. That's when we really start going. Hey, there's George.
You get 2 points. Third fastest
This was the race director, Scotty Ernst,
Then that round's in the books.
just giving us the driver's meeting, going over how we were going to proceed with the qualifying day and the main day. There's Joe Bernhorst. He's one of the top pros in the country, driving for Tekno.
TQ for round 2. Then round 2's in the books. Then we go to
Absolutely amazing to see the amount of skill that the expert A-main guys were using. I didn't actually get to race with my friends. They all drove in the expert classes, and I chose intermediate, being it was my first Motorama, and this is my first year actually racing. I haven't even been on Motorama. There's a lot of my buddies cruising Motorama, getting to the moto side. This is where the moto guys were pitting. There were spikes of every kind, 80cc, quads.
Three-wheel racing.
There you can see some three-wheelers, which are a rare sight nowadays. I'm guessing they were racing too, because they all had their kit on, but that would have been interesting to watch. So I believe in America those are not legal. So too dangerous. This was the BattleBot Arena. Kind of cool, different vibe to the pit. A lot of technicians and engineers doing this type of thing. It's a little booth where they were testing the cars, and then they closed the booth. Once and kind of saw blade going flying off into the pits. And when we got there, we did want to sit down for one round. A little bit of a wait. They were trying to fix a car, so we ended up having to sit and wait for 10 minutes. And this was just one round. wasn't too long before we all kind of gave up on this whole thing. Not the most interesting thing I've ever seen.
you, sir.
Of course, the classic fried fair food bucket. Gotta get that when you're there. And this was the crawler course. I love this stuff. I would have loved to have competed in it. I never competed in a crawler competition. I have one, as you guys know, if you follow my channel. And this is a nice, custom-built crawler course with all types of obstacles to get over.
Come on, dude.
Guy got right in my way. Of course. I don't know. I guess he was recording for something because he didn't shut up to talking to all the drivers as they were going. That would have kind of annoyed me as I was trying to concentrate if I was competing. But he had to make his video.
I've had this since 2007.
Oh, since 2007.
So this is the 1.5 class. Is that size of tire? There's certain
Wow.
rules.
What kind of rubber's that?
Oh, that's the new Raven Berserker.
The new Raven Berserker. Who brings those to market?
Pitbull tires.
Pitbull RC, Pitbull Tires, another proud sponsor.
Crawler guys are always dressed in their club kits. This was really cool. I forget exactly what this was called, this type of racing, but the video doesn't do it justice. It was really loud. It was awesome just to be in there with that kind of noise going on. This was I guess the little shifter carts for kids. Pretty sure this was all kids racing in these little things. This was them just kind of queuing up, getting ready to start the race. There you can see some of the kid drivers in their fireproof suits. Again, we just walked in right on the start of the race. Just watching one race. They're only 4 or 5 minutes long. And of course, you have your mud bosses. These are essentially two-wheel drive stock slashes with special bodies on them to mimic a dirt oval. And yes, that is the speed that they race. This was the moto track. I specifically wanted to see some moto, with having a background of it. We got there and there was an intermission, and they were bringing out 5th scale RC cars to run on the track.
That's electric.
The guy you're hearing is a spokesman for Horizon Hobby, who sells all the Losi stuff. And we just couldn't escape RC that day. It was just all... Didn't get to see a single dirt bike run. We kind of ran out of time. But this was a pretty cool show too, gotta say. Always cool to see 5th scale. Maybe 2 or 3 little racing drones flying around while they were going. You've probably seen them coming in and out of the shot. There was one. So cool.
Yes.
This was a view from the other side of the track. This was the entrance to the option line. You can see most guys choosing to go for the far one. This guy didn't have very good luck. Spent enough of my time on the roof of my car for this event. Not too much. So this was a buggy qualifier. A lot of our good friends are in this race. I see George and Alan. George.
Troy and George. Nice
Yep. This is the first of 3 full races I have in this video. See everyone mixing it up there in the option line. George with the orange wheels, 6th position. George is normally a very fast guy, one of the faster guys that I run with. But like a lot of the times at Motorama, he has a little bit of a hard time. Not for a lack of skill, but maybe too much nerves going on, which is so easy for that to happen. Get in the back of the pack and get caught up in some of the melee. You can see he got caught up. There's Alan. Alan drove phenomenally this whole weekend. He should be very happy with his performance, except for that. That back section there was tough for a lot of guys. It was just a lot of foreshortening. There's Joe Segroy in the green and black car, another one of our club members who we traveled up there with. Joe drove really well, but he, like me, had some trouble on that finish line double. With the buggy, it was tough. You had to nail the landing. And this 4-pack, as we were calling it, was also difficult. You had to roll into it perfectly in order to get that kind of double step up that was going on. And if you were just a little nervous with your trigger, you would overjump the first one and you had a single. God forbid you tried to jump it if you overjumped because you were ended up on your roof a lot. We all kind of settled on the fact that if you didn't roll into it perfectly, you were almost forced to just single just for safety's sake. There's George coming back trying to fight through. Alan on his roof again. Bump your way in.
245 again, 245. Marco, your leader, pounding off the back wall.
See the carnage there in that 5-pack. They got through there clean. They did have an opportunity to make some passes. There's George ripping up the infield. Last turn. Nice. George has some clear track ahead of him and behind him. Yeah. This was a big bank turn that they put in. That was really cool. You could carry a ton of speed around that turn. So by the end of the day, the main day, this was the 3rd day of the mains, there were some bumps forming. Yeah, George, you could traction them if you hit it just right.
Grzinski. Nope, that's not Grzinski. Oh, shit.
George got past there. Coming in the inside.
Here's second, George Green, Williams out of the transfer. On the relay we go. 35 seconds, that is a 500 transfer. In the 4-pack, green and yellow. Followed by the orange. George through the double.
Nicely done. Little collision up. Caught on the pipes.
They're going to go one more time.
I believe that George was still in a bump spot, so they were bumping up the top 3 finishers from each main. If you bump up, that means you go to the next higher division of racing, which is something everybody wants to do. I know I was hoping to do it. Fast guys were able to do 10 laps in the 5-minute race time. Really fast guys could do 11, and there was even a couple 12 lap mains in there for the ultra fast expert guys. That would be a flawless run. So this is my truggy main. I was in the C main intermediate, pretty proud of that. There's me in 3rd place. I started in 3rd, and this was the first race of the day. I was the 8th race. It was about 9 in the morning, maybe. And went a little wide there, but jumped through. Truggy is pretty easy to drive compared to the buggy, so for new guys like me, this just hurts watching. Oh, I felt bad about that. I didn't mean to hit him. He was standing maybe next to me. See here, I was committed to that inside line. When I got it right, I was doing it well, but really have to nail all the turns. Just getting a little twitchy with the throttle. Made a few passes there. That was weird. I stopped dead on that jump. I think the front of my truck just nosedived into the face of the next jump, and I stopped dead on the track. It was a little weird. But that little crash behind me gave me space. This guy cut me off. Good racing. I was forced to only single. I lost 2 positions there. But better to take the safe one. Yeah, I was getting bumped around like a pinball there. Stayed ahead of that guy. All I had to do was get 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and I was confident I could do it. I was driving the truggy really well. At this point, I was still in 3rd place, so nerves were starting to get to me a little bit. Almost a wreck there. Just got to line yourself up just right. That was a big wreck. Not too costly, but costly enough. You gotta avoid those mistakes. Be strong through that section. Truggy's a lot more forgiving on mistakes. It has so much extra traction and power compared to the buggy. It's much wider. All I had to do was hold my position here. I would have bumped. A little sloppy there. Couldn't really make that jump. See the lead I had over the guy behind me. He was in last. I believe he broke. during his qualifying, but he was not going to be denied that position. Another bobble by me there. Hit the pipe a little bit, but you can see he's closed the gap quite a bit. And I could feel that heat coming on there. Nope, big mistake. He was right next to me. The race was on. Show the inside. And I flipped in the fourth. So that was it. This is the last lap. And this was actually my fastest lap of the entire event. I put a little charge on. I think if I had one more lap, I could have caught them. But I ended up putting a 29.5 second lap, which I hadn't broken into the 29s the whole time I was there. So that's it. 4th place. And by the way, I was racing under my alias, Carl Hungus, which to me is just a joke. It's a way I keep the whole thing funny to myself. And if you don't know what that is, just watch The Big Lebowski. So this is my buggy main. Again, I was in the C. Pretty happy about that. I normally struggle with the buggy. The buggy takes a lot more skill to drive quickly. And I started in the pole position, so there I am in 1st place. And that comes with a little bit of pressure, but if you're good enough and you have all that open track, you can avoid some of the carnage that takes place. So I just had to drive smooth. But that jump was giving me problems throughout the day. And I felt like I kind of lost. You can see I'm just driving sloppy there. I already had lost position, and then I got tangled up. I shouldn't have gassed it there. Now I'm in 3rd. Okay, fine. Still in the bump. 2nd place. Back to 1st. And that's a costly wrap. Marshall was waiting for me to finish crashing. Just didn't have the focus to keep my lines going. Oh, that's painful to watch. Oh, come on, pick it up now. So now I was way back in the field. And I finally made that jump there, first and only time I actually cleared that. I had my work cut out for me. Traction roll, big time, right into the fence. That hadn't happened to me the entire event. I did switch tires to a softer compound. I think that might have thrown off my perception of the car a little bit. I was used to it kind of sliding around a little bit more. Another crash, upside down. Again, you can see I'm just not hitting marks. Way too wide in the turn. Didn't have the reaction time I needed to drive well. Vision there. Another crash, tied up. Another big crash. Oh. Another flip. That wheelie right there felt like I was wheeling for about 10 seconds. Now that I'm watching it, it was only a second or two. I kept going to this back wall. I think again, I wasn't braking right. I kind of lose focus.
Minute 20 to go, 120. Later on the front side double.
And because there was no marshal here, I ended up just sitting on my roof. Again, that felt like 5 minutes. Hit the back wall again. Just stopping. Wasn't braking. Carrying some speed through that turn, avoiding the bump. Drifting a little wide there, getting past. Had to single that.
40 seconds to go, 40 to go. Watch that finish line, finish line, finish line. 25 seconds to go. It's Quad, chasing Brian. 4 spot, Colorado. Colorado behind Brian Hughes. We're down to 10 seconds to go. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle here. Battle trying to close in. On Broadway, transfer spot. Racing the finish line down as soon as the lights are on.
At this point, I knew that I was out of the qualifying position, and I was just driving a little sloppy. Taking it wide. The fast line there was on the inside. And that's it. I think I ended up 4th or 5th or 6th in that, which, hey, overall, I'm happy with how it went. Thanks for watching, guys. Here you can see my buggy, I ended up blowing out a shock, so I think that had part of the reason why I was, the car wasn't handling well in the air. That's my excuse, and that's the turd on top of my car. Thanks for watching, guys. I really enjoyed the event, like I said, and hope to see you next time.